So back to our eating disorders book clubs. For any of you that maybe took a health class in junior high and they had some required reading, Winter Girls is a fictional book, directed towards young adult, a fast read. Again, I don't want to say any of these are easy read because they are, just very heavy in the content, and the emotional duress that these young people are going through. Um, Wasted, Cravings, and Heavy, these are all non-fictional books. If you're interested in more about the exercise addiction side of um, mental illness, this book would be a good one for you. If you're not easily offended by swear words and somewhat inappropriate content, Land Whale or Fat Girl Walking would be good options for you. And then just this last winter break, I read The Girls at 17 Swan Street. This is a fictional book, but really you could tell based on a lot of personal information. So this outlines a young woman going to a treatment center and the young women that she meets at the treatment center. So again, I know I'm kind of geeking out about this, but just a interesting way for us to learn a little bit more about disordered eating, exercise addiction, and then diagnosed eating disorders. So you'll find that information under the assignments eating disorder book report. Then you have a math pack, and what I recommend doing is uh, printing this out or saving this so that you have it easily accessible, because throughout the lecture, I'm going to be referring to this math packet. So it's basically just as we're learning things, we're going to be practicing this math along with it. Okay. And then this is something that you would want to save to use in future classes and in throughout your practice as a nutrition professional. Okay. So, for example, I might go through this question number one when we're talking about lactation, and we'll go through this math together. So you'll have question number one done. And then when we get to talking about infancy, we'll go through this math. So math packet, that is an important piece that you'll want to do as we go through the semester, instead of waiting to the last minute and then having to think back about your calculations for lactation or infancy when we've been talking about older adults and geriatrics for quite some time. And then finally, we have our life cycle interview assignment. And what you're going to do here is just select someone from somewhere along the life cycle. So you might select a pregnant mom, a lactating mom, a dad who has an infant, uh, a parent of a toddler, a parent of an adolescent, um, somebody you could ask your grandparents. Okay. So what you're going to do then is interview them and ask them these questions. And then what you're going to do, and the most important verb here is collaborate. Notice it doesn't say complete or write a 2-day menu. You want to collaborate with them to make sure that they're meeting their nutritional, budgetary, cultural, and personal preference needs activity. Okay. It's helpful for you prior to the interview to get their age, height, weight, activity level. So you can put this information into My Plate so you know how many servings that they need from My Plate before you develop that collaborative menu with them. Okay. So what I don't want to see here, is just like a sample menu for 1,800 calories that you printed off the internet. The point of this is for you to know this person. Um, when you ask them what this typical day's food intake looks like to you, then you're using the foods that you know that they eat and they're familiar with to develop and help them come up with this menu. Okay. So that's the interview assignment. And then finally, final exam review questions. For those of you that I had in nutrition for dietetics, this is very similar. You're going to be assigned about 10 final exam review questions that you'll answer, and I'll compile the answers in to